this will be, by tomorrow, the outline of this will be on the website. Okay, and karma is the causal push that keeps it running until finally there's your complete picture of samsara, which we've now put that guy on the web, in which all is suffering and its causes. So today's topic proper is getting out of this, and the end, which is Nirvana, and the band took its name. This was before the band. So it's a circle, right? Karmic circle that keeps you trapped and spinning round and round like a cat chasing its tail, and the little car is going in a circle and so on. And so here's your wheel of samsara, going up, going down, round and round, left. There's the Dharma wheel. There you see Dharma representation of the 3 poisons, which are no longer poisons, and now what you've got are jewels. And the idea is these 2 wheels turn in opposite directions. So let's do a demonstration of your Dharma wheel. Okay, you've almost all got pens or pencils. Okay, so take your pen or your pencil or some other small object. Can be anything that's a little thing, and just put it in your dominant hand and hold it. And now hold tight. This is now an important object. Okay, hold it tight. Somebody's going to try and take it from you. Hold it really tight. Really grasp it. Okay, now grasp, grasp. Now this little object is not you. It's not even your body. Right? So hold it, and now kind of let go. And if you feel comfortable, kind of let it roll around in your hand. Look, it's not attached. And you can even drop it if you feel like, let it roll off your hand. Okay, and now if you need it, because this is a useful little object, you can pick it up again, but you know something about it. All right. See the point? Okay, one wheel, you're getting tighter and tighter and tighter as it turns, and the other you're letting go and picking up again. Mindfulness is life. Okay, so it's the wheel of grasping, and you're not killing ego. Ego, a bad emotion, ego again, the gunfire. Got it. No. It wasn't there. You see how easy it is to switch into the other wheel, which then can become the wheel of the Dharma King. They have this kind of thing on palaces. This is the Jokang Palace in Tibet. That, well, remember, you may not remember, I'll remind you, the Buddha's father was told this was either going to be a world ruler, Chakravartin, or found this new path, and he wanted him to be a world ruler, but in later Buddhism, we'll get to it, those 2 kind of come together, and at the moment when the inner Buddha rules the individual, there is Nirvana, and we'll see how that gets expanded later. Okay, and the Pali is Nirvana. What is it? Well, in Theravada Buddhism, here is when somebody asks that, and students always ask it, of course, you get the story, the analogy of the poison arrow. You are shot with a poison arrow. And a physician comes up and says, here, let me take that out, or you'll die. I'm going to cure you. And you say, no, hold on. I want to know who shot the arrow, what family he was from, why he did it, and I want to know what this poison is, what its chemical composition is, how it works. And the physician says, oh, before I let you touch me, and the physician says, no, you're in bad shape. Shut up. Let me pull the arrow out. And give you the antidote for the poison, and then maybe we'll talk about all this stuff. So, in other words, don't ask, or shut up and get enlightened. Then we'll have a conversation about it. They don't say anything about what it is, other than that it's the opposite of samsara. And the goal is to become enlightened, and the main vehicle for that was monasticism. Monks, and later nuns also, would meditate and practice and become an arhat being defined as someone who goes into nirvana and stays there and is no longer subject to the wheel of samsara. Now, Western scholarship calls nirvana, or when the British first encountered these teachings, literal translation is extinction. And they said, well, look at these stupid people trying to extinguish themselves. It must be because India is very hot. It was very hot. Nobody from you compare climates. Of course they don't want to live. And other things that sounded a little better, but whatever. Now, beware. Suppose 2,500 years from now, okay, they're digging through the ruins of our civilization, which might come pretty soon if people don't get enlightened quickly or do something, and they have some kind of Rosetta Stone, and they translate the text, and they come across the word vacation, and boy, people were trying to, really wanted to go on vacation. Vacate. Whoa. Look at that. These people were so miserable that all they wanted to do was just be vacant and vacate. Well, now you know about vacations. As soon as something, going on, I'm so tired. Oh, vacation starts tomorrow. Whoopee. Okay. What we do have about nirvana is kind of the atmosphere of it, or the perfume of it, in some of the writings. So let me just read you a smidge from the Dhammapada, which is these early sayings of the Buddha. Want nothing. Okay? With all your heart, stop the stream. When the world dissolves, the world as we know, everything becomes clear. Go beyond, this way or that way, to the farther shore, where the world dissolves and everything becomes clear. beyond this shore, and beyond the farther shore, beyond the beyond, where there is no beginning and no end, without fear. Oh, he looks deeply into things and sees their nature. He discriminates and reaches the end of the way. This is this feeling about, it's the last day of something. He has come to the end of the way, over the river of his many lives, his many deaths, beyond the sorrow of hell, beyond the joy of heaven. By virtue of his purity, he has come to the end of the way. All that he had to do, he has done. And now he is one. Now, does that seem unreal? Well, sometimes everyone tastes this. And somebody, last time, when I mumbled something about talking about suffering and said, well, you're all headed into midterms, somebody who's sitting right there piped up and said, well, but midterms will be, there you are, midterms will be over. Not only will midterms be over, but you know that the semester will be over, and you will have finals and papers, and everything else tends to happen then, and, I'm not sleeping, living on peanut butter without even the bread, because bread, no, you're sick, and the last final, and the last paper, and you put it in the professor's box. Over. Walk out the building. And woof, there's a world out there. It had gone away, right? The whole campus is there. You can walk along. Look, there are trees and grass and people walking along talking on cell phones and dogs, chasing each other in a big circle around the grass, and a leaf flutters down. One of the ways of talking about this state is classic ways of Brahmin housewife when her work is done. So she had all kinds of things she had to do every day, and purity and rituals and big family and running the household, and then here's the point when work is done. Now, of course, what happens to us after our little sip of this is that then we either crash or party and then crash the next day, and then say, oh my goodness, now I have to go home and visit family, or whatever, on to the, worry about next semester, or if it's the last one, worry about a job or graduate or whatever. But there's that little taste of that what can happen is this, okay, it's done, all of the grasping and the aggression and ignoring the things to be ignored, and some other way of being in the world can just poke its way through. All right, so we have just enough time for anybody who wants to ask the burning question that has been hovering there and needs to be answered before the midterm. Yes. Yes, yes. The study questions, and you now have questions that are already posted that include this topic. You will sail calmly through. Yes. There will be enough requirements so that your poor graders won't be totally at sea. So, if there will be various things that say, hey, be specific, or give X number of examples. Everything. Well, there's only one midterm, so what you'll discover is that that this material will naturally be on the final, because you won't understand parts 2 and 3 without part 1, and presumably by the final there'll be some, compare or trace how things develop type questions. Yes? Well, okay, it's how long should the answers be? Well, long enough to say what you want to say. Now, one of your TSIs has said use a 5-paragraph route, but, yeah, as long as you need to. All right, see you in 2 days.